Finally, you came. I've been stuck in this sewer for almost 4 weeks. What took you so long?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was, busy.
Well, that's better than never, I guess.
How did you even end up in this place?
Well, that's a long story. I'm pretty sure JoPro made a video about it though. Anyways, I'm almost 1 month overdue on my schedule. I need to make a video fast. Hey everyone! I'm Boris. Super Mario Party Jamboree, the next game in the Mario Party series, is releasing in a little less than 3 months now, and to say that I'm looking forward to it would be a huge lie. Nah, just kidding. This is easily my most anticipated video game of the year, as a longtime Mario Party fan, and debatably one of my most hyped games in general for the past few years, and that's saying something, seeing as we also had gems like Mario Wonder in the new Thousand Year Door remake recently. It could very well end up becoming the greatest Mario Party game yet, seeing as it already has the most characters, 7 confirmed boards, and even a plethora of other unique modes. So today, I wanted to take a look at my top 10 biggest wishes that I have for this game.
Dude, shouldn't you perhaps make another Mario Kart video again soon? It's been almost 2 months since your last one.
I mean, I guess I should, but I don't know. Let me do this video first, and we can talk more about Mario Kart later.
Hear that? Boris has forgotten about Mario Kart.
Okay, where was I? Oh yeah, my 10 biggest wishes for Hoo-Ha Owl's Jamboree or something. Obviously, this list is largely going to be ranked from my least to most wanted wishes, but I'm also going to include a likelihood percent ratio next to them, depending on how likely I find them to be. Remember, this is not a prediction video, I already have 2 of them, so this video won't be entirely realistic, but I'm sure you already realized that. With all of that being said, I say, let's get started with the list. Starting off, my first wish is that we'll not only get more unique items, but also perhaps a more developed item system that allows for more customization. Items are, at least to me, one of the most important aspects of the board play in Mario Party, as they allow you to do more than just rolling the dice, and add an element of strategy. Some item systems are trash, but the way it was implemented in Mario Party 3 and Superstars, where you had a multitude of classic items that you could buy in shops or get from item spaces, is definitely how I like it best, and what I wish to see for Jamboree. There's a few ways I'd like to see it improved though. For one, I'd like to have a bigger variety of items. Bring back the reverse mushroom, which allowed you to move backwards. Or how about the ultra rare wacky watch, which set the game time to only have 5 turns left. I'd be absolutely stoked to see them return again. In addition to this, I'd also like to see orbs return in some way or form. They were the item system in Mario Party 6 and 7, which, instead of directly affecting players, served more as traps that you put on different spaces, and when someone landed on them, only then would they take effect. I didn't really like this too much since it practically just boiled down to luck whether someone actually landed on them or not, and I much prefer real items. But if it existed alongside a regular item system, like in Mario Party DS, that would be fine. And luckily, it seems like Super Mario Party Jamboree might be doing something like this, since there are clips where players are using both regular items, but are also shown having trap-like items in their inventory. So overall, I'd say this wish has around an 80% chance of happening. We're definitely getting orb-like items again, and not only that, but there also appears to be 2 different kinds of item shops on the boards. There's both the normal ones, but also ones with a purple roof, which leads me to believe that they'll be selling different kinds of items. And most likely, it's gonna be for the trap items. I'm still unsure if we'll get a larger variety of regular items, and if they'd be sold alongside the traps in the purple shops, but either way, I'm very excited to see how all of this turns out. Next up, the second wish on our list is a little more trivial on the surface, namely returning minigames from past Mario Party games. There's been a lot of discussion on whether or not we'll actually be getting older minigames as well, since not only was the previous game, Mario Party Superstars, absolutely dominated by them, but Super Mario Party Jamboree will also be getting 2 retro boards, which makes me wonder if we could get a few retro minigames as well. After all, this game is gonna have at least over 110 minigames, which is way higher than any other game in the series, and it might seem a bit too high for just brand new minigames. Personally, I'd like to see maybe around 20 to 30 minigames from previous games at least. And preferably, I'd also wish for them to be from games that didn't get a lot of minigames in Superstars like 9 or 8. The fact that it was so inconsistently divided up in that game will always leave a bit of a sour taste in my mouth, partly because I grew up in the Wii era, but also because there were just a lot of underrated gems from those titles as well, like Card Eaters and Peak Precision. But of course, the high minigame count could also just be the result of having a lot of different types of minigames this time. After all, we already saw river minigames, team minigames, Coupathlon minigames, and even this brand new type of minigame, and in that case, retro minigames might not be so likely after all, which is why I think that this wish is only 25% likely. It's nothing super important. If the new minigames are all fun, I wouldn't miss them at all, but I still think it would be cool if games like Rotation Station and Breakneck Building and 10 to Win got new spotlight again. Perhaps a more likely wish that I have is that we'll be getting a few more surprising characters to the playable roster. Just like with minigames, the character selection is also the highest it's ever been in this game, with 21 to possibly 22 confirmed characters. And it's looking pretty great! It's cool with Toad and Toadette are finally playable again, and seeing almost everyone from Super Mario Party, including Bertil and Spike who were just NPCs in that game, is super cool. There's even a freaking ninja, and that's just special in its own right. I wouldn't mind if these were the only characters we'd be getting, but this is a wish list. Why stop there? Why not have even more curveballs while we're at it? Obviously, there's a few more characters I'm almost certain will make it in, like Diddy Kong, Drybones, and Hammerbro, but I would love some truly surprising choices as well. Like Blooper, Nabbit, Charging Chuck, Potted Piranha Plant, Mies!
Elon Musk!
No, not that one. And also, while Pauline may not be truly surprising, she's never been in a Mario Party game before, surprisingly, so she'll be included in this list as well. Personally, characters aren't too important to me. In the end, they're all basically different coats of paint, and whoever you play has no affection on the gameplay. But still, it's just cool to play something you'd never even expect to be here. And overall, I'd say there's at least a 60% chance of this wish getting fulfilled. Obviously, we're not getting all of these characters I mentioned, but I'm definitely certain that we'll be getting at least a few more, since 21 is a bit of an odd number, and Mario and Bowser's team are not evenly divided up yet. But yeah, more characters. But you know what I like more than characters in minigames? Boards! And I think you can see where this wish is going. I'm gonna be brief here since I already made a video about this topic and I don't want to repeat everything I said there, but long story short, I would really dig it if there was a secret unlockable board for Mario Party 3. Sure, we already have 7 confirmed boards, which is much higher than the general average, and they all look super developed and interesting. I'm not expecting more at all, and I certainly wouldn't complain if these were the only ones we were getting. It's just... We were able to get a retro board from Mario Party 1 and 2 each, but nothing from Mario Party 3, the best N64 Mario Party. It was already a bit disappointing that the first 2 games got 2 boards each in Mario Party Superstars, while the third one only got 1, and now it doesn't have any representation at all. Admittedly, I'm kind of biased, as Mario Party 3 is one of my favorite games in the series. I love how much more intricate its boards are compared to other games, but I guess the world just isn't fair. I hardly expect more than a 10% chance for it. I don't think it's impossible. It would make the board selection consistent at least, but I'm not gonna hold out my hope. It's just, I want Waluigi Island so badly. But you wanna know what I'm certainly holding out hope for though? A better economy. Make it harder to earn coins. I don't know what it is, actually I do, but the previous games in the series, Super Mario Party and Mario Party Superstars, were just so lenient with handing out coins to you whenever they felt like. Super Mario Party especially suffered from this problem, since everyone wanted more coins from minigames, and everything was just so cheap. Even stars. Mario Party Superstars wasn't as bad when it came to this, but it was still pretty problematic, with the abundance of lucky spaces and coin minigames. Even things like the golden pipe became too easy to get, and they were still 25 coins, like they've always been, and bonus minigames offering twice the usual amount of coins. Try that out with a coin minigame, and suddenly everyone's got a small loan of 1,000,000 coins. Thankfully, this is also probably the most likely wish on the list to be fulfilled, at around 90%, since not only are there much fewer lucky spaces this time, but there's also unlucky spaces now, which will definitely help this game feel more balanced.
But you love money. Why would you want this?
Because this isn't real life, it's a game world. Keep the revolution alive in Mario Party. Also, give me that cash. While we're on the topic of coins, let's talk about duels. More specifically, bring back duels as they were in Mario Party 6 and 5. Instead of just being able to wager coins, give us the option to bet stars again. This would be so easy to fix considering it's just a matter of giving us another currency to fight over. And while wagering all your coins is a ton of fun in its own right, it does, once again, kind of throw the economy out of balance. Stars are just so much more valuable anyways, and what matters the most in the end, so like, please just fix something so simple. And for Christ's sake, give us more than 5 duel minigames as well. Don't be a coward like Mario Party Superstars was. I'd put this wish's likelihood at around 75%. Seeing as this is already looking to be the ultimate Mario Party game of all time, it would just be very odd if this wasn't fixed. But once again, I don't want to be too hopeful. Alright, so starting from the top 4, the next few wishes on the list are the ones that would really sell me for this game. Starting with more side content. This is so important. Sure, the board play might be the meat and bone of the series, but a Mario Party that only has a regular party mode is gonna get old really fast. Just ask Mario Party Superstars. As great as it was, it's also just one of those games that I don't really see myself voluntarily coming back to anymore, because there's just so little things to do. The best Mario Parties always have a few fun things to decide as well, like duel mode in Mario Party 3, super duel mode in Mario Party 5, or how about every single minigame mode in Mario Party 9. Luckily though, it seems like we're definitely gonna be in luck when it comes to this for Jamboree. We already got a lengthy look at the Coupathlon mode, which is looking super cool in its own right, but quote unquote, there are even more new modes. And even though I have no idea of what to expect of them, the more the merrier. At least it's something. Just being able to play more things from the party mode means that I have more reason to come back to this game. And it's definitely what I'm most excited to hear about when it comes to this game's next announcement. Whenever that is. With what we've seen though, I'm putting this wish at a 95% likelihood rate. I am stoked. Boss battles. To be honest, this might be a controversial wish to have, depending on how many people like Mario Party 9 and 10 or not, but honestly, regardless of what side you're on when it comes to those games, I think everyone can agree that the boss minigames were one of the best things to come out of them. My favorite one was always against my evil twin brother, who you defeated by subscribing to this channel.
Dude, that's the most shameless self-promotion you could have made.
Oh, shut up, Bertil. You've done worse. But yeah, the fact that none of the classic Mario Party games really had boss minigames, except for like one at the end of each story mode, always surprises me in retrospect, because truthfully, they simply add a lot more tension and stakes to the board play. What if the final minigame each round could, instead of just being another regular minigame, be a boss battle, where everyone fought to take down a much bigger foe, and whoever scored the most damage by the end of it will get a much heftier reward than usual, maybe twice as many coins or even a star. It would leave a much stronger final impression. Sadly, we haven't really seen boss minigames since the series went back to its roots, and while that may change in Super Mario Party Jamboree, I'm definitely still skeptical about it. As it turns out, there does appear to be some form of a Bowser fight, as seen in one of the clips for the trailer, but whether it's part of the board play or if it's a completely different side mode remains to be seen. Although I'm fairly certain it's just for something else, since the town area where it takes place on could barely be seen in the hub world itself, far away from the rest of the boards. So yeah, this is a pretty unsteady 20% chance for me, just because of how ambiguous this one clip is. But if we actually do get classic boss battles back, you can bet I'm gonna go insane. By far, one of the most important things when it comes to not just Mario Party, but in my opinion, video games as a whole, has got to be unlockables. I absolutely adore unlocking stuff in every shape and form. Without them, there's not much to make me keep playing a game. For me, whenever I get a new spin-off title, one of the things that always keeps me pushing to play more is wondering if there's anything more to the game than what first meets the eye. Having good base content is fun enough, but finding out that there's actually more than that, even better. It not only incentivizes me to get better at the game and find out what it is, but it also makes it so much more rewarding when I actually do get to play as a new character. And even though the newer games have been pretty lazy when it comes to unlockables, especially Mario Party Superstars, I'm 100% certain that they'll return in some way to this game. Because not only is 7 boards a stupidly high amount to be available all from the start, but so is 21 characters. In fact, I'm highly certain that all of the characters that weren't shown in the initial group photo at the start are the ones that will be unlockable, such as Ninja and whoever else we have. But yeah, if we don't get unlockables, this game.
That's a joke!
only way that Super Mario Party Jamboree could have even more replay value was if it had... Story mode, or solo mode, whatever floats your boat. If unlockables by themselves don't make a game feel like a journey, I know a story mode certainly would. Solo modes just make a game so much more enjoyable, because not only does it give more context to, you know, what the game's overarching story is, but also as to why you're playing the boards that you are. Most Mario Parties don't tend to delve that deeply into it, but Mario Party DS's story mode certainly did, and it was one of that game's biggest strengths. So maybe there could be something similar in Jamboree. The story itself could still be something simple, like say, Mario and his friends go on vacation to this tropical island resort, but then it turns out there's a lot of problems going on, and whoever can solve them all, which in this context means winning the boards, gets crowned the superstar. Say, on Goomba Lagoon for example, the huge volcano is under the risk of undergoing a massive eruption, and only the superstar has the power to stop it. Or for Western Land, they could just repeat the premise from Mario Party 2. There's a lot of ways this could work, but even just a bare bones solo mode would be enough. And truthfully, I think there's at least a bit of a chance for a story mode. Just for the fact that we have 7 boards, including a final Bowser one, means that there is a way to organically implement it. I'm not too certain, but if this really is the biggest Mario Party yet, it would be odd to exclude it, so I'm thinking there's at least a 65% chance. No doubt, this would probably be my favorite inclusion if it were to happen in this game.
Dude, you're definitely overblowing it if you think story mode is the most important thing. Literally everything else you said would have greater impact on the gameplay.
Well, what is your biggest wish for Super Mario Party Jamboree then, my evil twin?
Oh, my only wish for this game is that it's gonna be out of stock when you're gonna buy it.
Why am I even asking you?
Okay, so I watched the video that you told me about and...
Why are you here now? I only needed you to save me from the sewers, nothing else.
Wait, I just have a question. Why is there a giant lizard waiting outside this room?
Wait, what?
Dude, I'm gonna end you both if you don't leave right now. But yeah, with all of that being said, that concludes my personal wish list for everything that I'd love to see in the upcoming Hoo Ha Owl's Jamboree game. But of course, this is just my wishes. I'm sure you all have dozens of even better ideas that I didn't even think of, which I'd love to know more about in the comment section down below. Make sure to leave a like, share, and subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more videos like this. I hope you're all as excited for the next Mario Party game as I am, as I absolutely can't wait to finally play it on October 17th. In the meantime, join my Discord server, Greenpipe City, and follow me on Twitter and Patreon for more updates. And with all of that being said, I'm signing off. Until next time.